And we're back. Couple minutes early. Oh, yeah! That ball is way back! You can't put it on the board! Yes! Let's go! Well, there you have it. That's what it's been like to be a Chicago White Sox fan of late. What's up, Deech? What's up, Justin?
What's up?
Right? But that's what it's been like to be a Chicago White Sox fan, guys, the last couple of weeks. We weren't live last week because of Memorial Day, but it did not matter. It was – Justin, can you hear us? Yeah, okay. No? Oh, I guess not. So, but can you hear me, Deech?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Well, figure out.
I can't.
Okay.
Shoot.
Well, that's okay. We'll figure out, Justin. I'm just going to continue. But, Deech, what it's been like the last 2 weeks to be a Chicago White Sox fan, I don't think we've ever seen baseball like this, at least since in the last 4 or 5 years. So, we were not here last week. Since last week, they won 3 out of 4 against the Twins. They swept the Tigers. And now they're going to face the Twins again. So, how do you feel about this past week? And, I mean, you saw my excitement. Man, I sat there for a good 10 minutes after that and just I didn't even know what to say because that was insane. And weren't you actually there live that game?
Yes, I was there Friday when Vargas homered. It was funny. There was actually a Detroit Tigers fan who was trying to slide into the row right before his at-bat, and she was just kind of standing next to me. I was on the aisle. And when he homered, she's like, well, I guess it's good that I didn't go back to my seat. What a horrible time to be trying to come back and watch. And it was electric. The stadium all weekend, I think, had over 29,000 people each day in attendance. So fans are starting to take notice. And you can tell the players and stuff are definitely building off of the energy around them when they play at home. I mean, what is our home record now? Shot up
13, and Chuck said it yesterday. I mean, I forget what the heck their exact home record is.
Here, let's see. Justin's back in.
Justin,
can you hear us?
Yes, I can now. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, great.
So that's, I mean, with them, especially playing at home, I think they've won their last 13 out of.
It's 16 and 19 right now.
16 out of 19. So they're 16-3 in their last 19 home games, is what Chuck said yesterday. And that's something in the last home games that we've seen and we've talked about it the last years. They haven't had power to compete with these teams, and these teams come in and just destroy us. But well, that's flipped around now, and these guys can't. And these teams are we're doing the teams now what they've done to us. And watching games like that yesterday, especially, or games like Friday, was exactly what has been happening to us the last 4 years. And that's why I got no sympathy for none of these fans. I'm sorry. I don't care about the Guardians, the Royals. You guys have been doing this shit for us for 4 years. You've been doing that stuff for us before then, for the last 10, 20 years. And it's like, yes, again, it's only been 2 weeks, whatever it is. But as I said, Deech, before we started this, as bad as it's been, you got to enjoy it as much as you can because, I mean, especially with the gauntlet coming up in June and everything, and especially them doing this against the Twins and Tigers is something else because we always know the division has always been tough, and we are doing really well in the division right now. And it's something that we haven't even played the Guardians yet that can completely, depending on what happens with the Guardians, can completely change it because right now I think they got a 5.5 lead over the Twins. And, I mean, the Tigers are now the worst team in baseball after this weekend. So, I mean, it could be a 2-team race going into whatever. But, again, it's only June 1st, so I don't want to get too excited. But, again, it just, I mean, as bad as baseball we've watched, I think we kind of enjoy this as White Sox fans finally. And it's kind of funny seeing all the White Sox fans come out of the woodworks all of a sudden.
Yeah. So I did want to get to Justin before he has to go. I did see him at the ballpark on Tuesday.
One game they lost last week.
Yeah, the one game they lost. So even though that sucked, I can speculate that Justin possibly might be a little bit more optimistic than we've seen the past few years, obviously. So I did want to just get to him. What do you got for us, Justin?
Yeah, I mean, definitely the best I've ever felt recording this show, and I feel like I've said that like 3 different times this year, so that's pretty outstanding. I mean, you talked obviously, Tino. You touched on the biggest thing right now is the division. 19-11 at home is great. Like finally, yeah, they have a team built to win in that ballpark, which, like you said, teams have come in and take advantage against us the past few years in that regard. So that's awesome. But 11-3 against the Royals, Twins, and Tigers is fucking awesome. I think when last week started, what they were separated by the Twins. With the Twins by like what, like a game or a game and a half?
It was a half a game because the series that when we played them, they were a half a game in the third wild card too. So like if we did not win 3 out of 4, they could be in the second wild card.
So that just puts in perspective how big of a week it was and how big of a series that was, and that I think they really separated themselves from Minnesota. I mean, Detroit and Kansas City are kind of their own deal right now. Like they are both legitimately bad teams. I think Minnesota will end up getting there because I think that they'll sell off a lot of their team. But no, I mean, it's hard not to be stoked. It's hard to even put all your thoughts together from what you've seen. I mean, the starting staff gets a lot of shit from me, and I'm sure others who are out there, just in the sense of like, they don't have a ton outside of Davis Martin where you feel super comfortable when they take the ball, but they were outstanding last week. Anthony Kay has been awesome. Sean Burke has even had a couple really nice starts now in a row. They need a hit for him. I don't know why they don't. So credit to those guys. I'm really interested in what Sandlin's going to do in his second start tonight. But just truly next man up mentality that you've seen all across the board. And a great example of that is, Murakami gets hurt on Friday. Vargas hits a walk-off Friday night. Colson's homered in both games since he went down. That's, a true mark of guys knowing when they need to step up and doing so. And, you could talk about too, like those glue guys, like your Sams and your Chases of the world who are, just play hard and lead by example in that regard. And guys seem to love playing with them. So there's a lot to love about this team right now. Still some things that need to be ironed out. They need to figure out the back end of that bullpen and what it actually looks like when they're trying to win a game. But I mean, enjoy it while you can. I mean, you hinted at the June schedule, and it might be a rough couple of weeks that make us kind of second guess what we think we know right now. But if they can just stay afloat, and that's why this Twin series is so huge, like go take 2 out of 3 and be 5 over going into that 12-game stretch, 15-game stretch if you want to count Cleveland, I guess.
Who do they start first? Is it Philly?
It's the Phillies this weekend, but they miss Sanchez and Wheeler are both scheduled to pitch against San Diego during the week, so they're missing the two premier guys in the Phillies rotation. I mean, you take those two out of their rotation, the Phillies are dog shit record-wise, so that might not be as much of a challenge as we thought. I mean, going on the road, that's still a good lineup, but it's not quite Atlanta or LA or New York after that.
Yeah.
And you made a good point about Murakami, because me and Dees will touch on that and everything. But when guys would get hurt, and I don't know what it is about what, maybe Roger Bostic has to do something about that first baseline, but I'm like traumatized by that first baseline now because it's hurting.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It's like, what the heck is it? But you're absolutely right. When guys like Robert, or when Eloy face planted, or when Moncada decided to roll around like a 4-year-old, nobody stepped up, and they would go on these losing streaks and they couldn't score. Well, that's not the case. They came back Friday. They won. They destroyed them on Friday, and then they came back and won in a game. When was the last time we saw a White Sox game when they're losing the entire game? A guy's shutting them out, and then they bring the bullpen in, and they.
Well, yeah, that's exactly it. Is that AJ Hinch? AJ Hinch is an idiot. That loss is entirely on him. I mean, that's just the death of baseball right there. DePaul started with 65 pitches because of, however the hell he justified it. He tried giving their bullpen props. Like, dude, if you had a good bullpen, you wouldn't have the worst record in the American League. Like,
well, and they got one of the worst bullpens.
So the Sox were gifted that one because he could have thrown a complete game the way he was going.
He really could have, and that's the thing. But that's the thing that they're doing now, is they're taking advantage of these, where they're winning the game. They're taking games away, as Chuck said yesterday on the post-game show, that they weren't doing before. Where I got even like putting in like the fact that they had 32 wins is just shocking, especially what we've seen in the past 2 years. I don't think they got their 32nd win until July or August last year, and then 2024. Who the hell knows? It was probably September. I think they were 31 and 109 when they got their 31st win. So they were probably at 32 and 111. And I mean, I don't think people understand or realize how bad that actually was. That us White Sox fans sat here through this, especially us diehards that have been like all three of us and others that we know, and it just. So I don't know, but I mean, the Murakami thing, they did say it's a grade 2 tier, so he is looking like he's out 4 to 6 weeks. Ozzy said he'll be back before then. So Deech, how do you feel about the Murakami injury? And yes,
well,
it was
Ozzy said so.
Yeah, I mean, just because Ozzy said it. I mean, in general.
So I was there live for the Murakami injury / walk off by Vargas. I have to say,
year, bro. I gotta say, first of all, you're on a roll this year, going to the games.
Yeah, and they should have pulled out that win against the Twins on Tuesday. So I could be 8-1 right now, but we'll settle for 7-2 in attendance. But no, the thing about the Murakami injury, so when he got hurt, it was that same where like the oxygen is just sucked out of the entire crowd, similar to when a Robert or someone would go down. I know Justin and I were there when Robert blew out his hip or something the one game, and
I hope you weren't in as bad a condition on Friday night.
No, and I honestly didn't think it would be grade 2. I thought it would be kind of a go sit on a 10-day IL stint and be done with it. But like you pointed out, Vargas stepped up that night and walked it off. So the camaraderie that's in that dugout and clubhouse is wild. I believe I heard or read something that Murakami has also requested, as he's dealing with this injury, to also be present in the dugout as well. And I believe travel with the team. So that, I think, speaks wonders for how he feels about the situation that he chose to be in when signing with the White Sox. So it's a lot of positives here.
He was also the first person to acknowledge all of them on Friday, and that's the thing too, where he even said it too on the Saturday pregame show that he's not going to stop doing what he's doing. He's not going to stop working and stop continuing to do what he needs to do, and that's the biggest thing, is the mentality about all of these guys. Or even listening to Colston yesterday on the postgame show, it's like the way, and you said it too, like about them traveling. It's like they all want to hang out with each other, and the fact that like Vassell and Chase are roommates and they all just hang out, and that's something we just have never seen. And at the end of the day, that's bigger sometimes than anything, is them being able to get along and cheer for each other and seeing the excitement and the things that they did on Friday. Because I mean, when was the last time? Again, I don't even know. Again, there's really no. I mean, so. I don't know, but again, so far so good with them stepping up. Obviously, it will be a big test once we get through with the Twins this week and go on to face the juggernauts of the MLB. But then, I mean, again, you never know what could happen. And as Justin said, the two guys that we're not facing, you never know what could happen. The Sox step up and win a series. So,
I will say, and I know Justin will get a kick out of this, one of my favorite stats that I always point to is run differential. We now have the best run differential in the AL Central. And also, fuck all you other people who tweeted that out after I've been hammering this point for the last year. Like, you got to get the run differential up. But it's exciting. It's promising when you finally hit that benchmark, when the last 2 seasons, I mean, we've been easily negative 200 in the hole pretty quickly
before May.
So it means things are coming together.
Yeah.
So
at the end of the day, that's what's working. And it's
all you were the first person I thought of during the blowout, Deech. I was like, this guy's gonna be so excited to bring up run differential on the next show.
It's the first. What was it? The first time that they've had a run differential positive since 2022 or something like that, they said. Or 2020, like 3 at the end of the year.
Yeah, it's bad.
So, I mean, and that's the thing where you said it's like they go on. I was even looking at it. It's like they got so far deep in the hole by the end of April and May. It was like there really wasn't anything. It's like for the first time we're scoreboard watch. And again, it's June, whatever. But I don't care. Like Chuck said it, I'm just going to enjoy every second of it and enjoy every 5 whatever the hell, as long as this lasts, and hopefully it lasts all the way until, and maybe they'll, we'll be playing some October baseball this year. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but I mean, if the playoffs ended today, we would be. And right now they have a 3.5 game lead in the wild card, which I don't know. The AL, we talked about it a couple weeks ago or last time. It doesn't look like the AL is getting any better. Yeah, a couple teams have kind of figured it out, but I mean, there's still nobody that's like dominating this American League besides like the 4 teams that are at the top right now. And the Yankees are the only ones that seem like they are consistently playing, because Guardians seem to be slipping a little after, what did they lose? 2 out of 3 against those the Red Sox, I think. So yeah, because we gained 2 games this weekend. So that's the thing. Who knows? We could wake up I don't know, but we do got games to play this week. So how do you feel about this week versus the Twins? We got Sandlin pitching today against Joe Ryan. That should be, I think it's going to be an interesting one. But what do you?
I was going to say I'll go real quick because I need to hop.
Okay. Yeah,
unless
ahead,
you want to just skip me and go right to Deech, and I'll just
no,
jump
yeah,
out.
go ahead, Justin. Go ahead, so you can go. I don't want.
Yeah, do the Twins and Philly series. Just do your predictions before you drop
All
out.
right. 2 of 3 against the Twins, 1 of 3 against the Phillies. I'll be happy. So I'm just going to go with what I'll be happy with. I would love to win this Twins series, because if you go into that gauntlet, 5 games over 500, and you play those 12 teams, even if you win 1 game every series, you're still over 500 on June 18th. I think that's just a great way to start thinking about
exactly.
this.
I mean, that's the best way, honestly, to look, because that's the way I was looking at it. It's like, at worst, if they could just squeak 1 game out of each of those series, I mean,
yeah,
you never know. So, but yeah,
as long as they don't shit out like an 0-6 week against the Dodgers and Braves. But those being at home, I worry a little bit less about that. Even the team in 21 got the Yankees owned them. The Sox only won that Field of Dreams game. So who knows what will happen in New York? But for right now, yeah, let's focus on that.
Hopefully, shall we? But Justin,
thanks for jumping on, Justin.
Thanks for having me, boys. I will see you both here next week.
See ya. Not Justin, sorry. Deech, how you feeling about the Twin series and everything? And so we got Sandland, we got Martin, and then we got K, I think.
Okay. I will say they will sweep the Twins and just kind of like bury them. Let's be done with them too. Don't have to worry about them the rest of the year.
I mean, and
after that, like, though,
man,
it's hard.
You truly don't like.
I think after that with Philly, my issue, if Feddy's going to be in that Philly series, I think they only take 1 game. I just am not confident. I mean, it doesn't matter if he has an opener or not.
I wonder if Feddy is pitching Wednesday. Maybe Feddy's is pitching Wednesday. Let me see. Because I don't know. I think. Oh no! So Feddy's pitching Wednesday. They probably did that on purpose. So then.
Okay.
Friday.
Yeah. Then okay. I'll say 2 out of 3 against Philly then.
Yeah, so they got so K. Yeah, so they I think they pushed K back, because yesterday it was K. So
okay,
yeah, so Fatty's pitching one, and that's honestly been one of the big things. Like, yes, this past week was so great. Yeah, I mean, Fetty did have an okay start, but I feel like he's been the one like inconsistency in the starting rotation where it's just like he's the one guy on the mound right now where if he's playing, I'm like I don't know how I feel about it. So. How do you feel about how do you feel about Eric Fetty? And do you think we could even trade him for anything? Do you think we just DFA him? I mean,
I think
at some point Noah Schultz has got to come back. So
his options are either you DFA him and just cut your losses, or you convert him to a long relief role or like a mop-up role. He'd be fine in that. Ironically, I saw a ton of people bitching that Brandon Eisert was opening for him his last start. And I just want people to sit and take note here. If you looked at his first inning this season, he has like a 10-something ERA in the first inning. So it was, Eric Fetty. So I don't care if they use openers for him the rest of the season, as long as he's in a starting role, because it just, until he really figures it out, you can't throw a guy out there who's going to give up 2-3 runs in the first inning. Especially with Mooney being out right now. The offense will struggle, I think, a little bit. I know we've overcome it so far, but there are going to be some nights where guys are going to need to come out of the woodwork and step up. So,
Well, and I think that's the biggest thing too, is that people do have to realize obviously it's going to be tougher. It's going to be harder to overcome the power that Murakami can just have and make a 2-0 game, 2-2, just like that. And I mean, and that's the one thing we didn't talk about too when we were talking about the injury is he beat that play out on Friday, and that was the game. That was the one run that scored Acuna. I think Deech Acuna did something correct. He ran around the bases. Ta-da! So. I mean, that run was the one that got us tied and then made the walk-off happen. And so that's the thing. It's like if he wasn't hustling, we don't possibly win that game. And, yeah, it would be great to have Murakami still. But it just – I don't know. It's one of those things. It's like – but, again, at the end of the day, I always say everything happens for a reason. So maybe it's good. Maybe we'll have – maybe he'll get, whatever it is. I don't know. And that's the way I just try to look at it because, yeah, I mean, with the schedule that they have – and, again, you truly don't know what teams are going to show up. And, as I said, as Justin said, these guys and these pitchers that we've seen, what are they going to have that day? And we really don't know. And we don't even know what the guys are like. We don't know what Sandlin's going to do today. But that's the thing too with like a Sandlin. If he shows up and does what he did last week against the Twins, right? He faced the Twins last week, right? Too.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, it just depends because obviously when you see a person different, or 2 times in a row, it's a little challenging or a little challenger. I can't speak. You know what I mean. But for the pitcher, I'm just interested to see. So those are where the games that I'm interested to see because if like they can win tonight, I think they can easily sweep the Twins. And then if they could take one against the Phillies, who the hell knows? Maybe we win 2 out of 3. I mean, and that's just the thing with baseball. And I mean, all year this year, it's just been one of those things. And that's even with it too. Like last week, what was it? What was the one game? Was it the one we lost? Or we lost it. Didn't we come back and tie it though? Against the Twins, wasn't it like 4-4 or something like that?
Yeah, and then we had 2 opportunities where we could have ended the game.
That's the thing too, where it's like when I'm watching these games, like when I'm live, like you saw me on that in the beginning of the show, like that, I'm a psychopath. But it's just one of those things where you never know what's gonna happen, and you can't turn the game off because I was close to turning that game off on Friday. I was kind of irritated. I was like, God damn it! But you can't because you never know. And I would have been real mad if I would have missed that. Witness that live because that was true emotion that you saw in that short right there that I've loved this team since I was 10 years old. So, and it's finally nice to watch them play baseball to where we're not the laughing stock of baseball. They're actually talking about us on MLB Network and MLB Central now. And it's shocking to see because it's one of those things that has not happened in a long, and even when like 2020, they really weren't talking about it because it was just they were like there. They weren't like, I don't know. So I'm really interested to see what happened. But there is one thing that we didn't get to talk to Justin about, and I want to ask you about. We have had 11 debuts this year. Did you know that?
Yes, and I honestly will say with all the debuts, I think tempering your expectations with these players is the best approach. Now, you can certainly get all hyped up for them, but you just don't know. I mean, and the guys that have debuted have been pretty fantastic so far, for the most part. But I think that almost makes it more enjoyable when you don't have any expectations for them and they start playing well right out the gate or come up with a big play. You start to realize they do fit in with the team. Although it'll be interesting when outfielders do come back. Does Riku Nishida go down, or does Chris Getz swallow his pride and say Luis Angel Acuna does not deserve a spot on this roster? But I mean, David Sandlin absolutely shoved in his outing. Was fantastic to watch, and I think that could be sustainable. Not to maybe that level, but he just seemed like he had a lot of confidence on the mound, which was good to see.
And sometimes confidence can lead you far, far away. And I don't expect him to go like that, but I mean, if he does anything near to that, again, we have not had pitchers in the last 4 years go 3-4 innings. And how many times have we watched a Sox game and watched the pitcher go 1 or 2 innings and then they're getting taken out, or it's just insanity the amount of the bullpen that has been used the last 3 years. So it's nice to actually watch these starters go 5-6 innings and be able to save pitchers or not have to rely on the freaking who knows what to come out. And even like the pitchers that have been showing up. I mean, Taylor, kind of not Grant Taylor. Was it Chris Taylor or was it Chris Murray? I don't know.
Oh,
One of the dudes.
Murphy.
Murphy, there we go. He
Or
kind of
Chris,
gave me a
yeah.
little anxiety. But I mean, the bullpen doesn't, like Grant Taylor coming out and getting out of the jam with the Tigers got 2 runs on, and then he came in and struck out. And that was huge because that got us out of a big jam that who knows what would have happened if they would have got another base hit or two in. I mean, watching the Tigers team this week, obviously they have a lot of injuries and injuries happen. And that's the thing. Everybody has injuries. I don't feel sorry. They're not going to feel sorry for us because don't have Murakami no more. That's why I don't feel sorry for none of these teams. You're playing with what you got. And the Tigers do have a lot of injuries. But again, if the White Sox were to lose those 3 games or even lose 1 or 2 of them this weekend, they'd be like, sky is falling. How did the Sox lose this awful Tigers team? So that's the thing. It's like the Sox went and did exactly what they needed to do. And if they can continue to do what they needed to do this week against the Twins, then we'll go with the Phillies. And I think that's the thing. It's like people, I think, are so scared about the team's names. But, I mean, you don't know who's going to be on the team. You don't, I mean, even like certain teams that are like been good for so long that are now kind of like struggling. Like the fact the Astros are a bad baseball team now. They haven't been a bad baseball team in how long? 10 years? So, I mean, it's a new era in baseball, I guess, right? And that's the thing. Nushida or Rico, if you send him down, I think that would be a bad decision. I think you can send him back. I mean, he's not like the greatest player of all time, but I mean, the energy and stuff that he brings is different, I think, and you need that. So, and again, it's not like he doesn't do the same thing that Acuna can do. So,
We did lose. We did lose your favorite. I said we did lose your favorite reliever out of the bullpen, Jordan Leisure.
Oh, yeah, that was good news, though. That's good news. Jordan Leisure, deuces, good. And those are the types of moves they need to make, is not keep those guys. Man, if I had to watch Jordan Leisure throw another walk in my life, I was going to scream. I was going to rip my hair out.
Well, I mean, he got hurt. They said he's been dealing with it for like a month. So
I don't want nobody to get hurt, and I understand that. And I still remember Elijah talking about him on like the podcast, like the first year we did it about Jordan Leisure possibly be. And it just, I want him to be good, but it's just like watching these guys walk people sometimes is just insane. That's why even like watching the Tigers walk the Sox players, I was like, what is this? What it feels like to be on the other side? I was like, oh my god, and that's what it's been a lot of this year, is us being on the other side of things that have happened to us, like those walk-offs, like Friday. How many times have I saw a clip of Michael Kopech giving up a walk-off just like that to the freaking Cubs 3 years ago. I'm like, thanks. I needed that memory in I'm trying to forget about that. Shit, I've almost sold all my bobbleheads. I got none left of those guys that were on the team. I got the Eloy and Robert, like, dual bobblehead left, and that's it. Just getting rid of them all. Get them all out. I'm sick of it. I don't want to think about it. And Colston said that, too, in his interview. He's like, I think the biggest thing, too, is there's really nobody left, and we talk about it all the time, from the other guys. But they have, like, a whole different mentality. Like, these aren't the same Sox that we've been watching for the last 4 years. Like, these guys have brought a whole different type of just mojo, or even, like, the gala thing they did last week, where it was, like, everybody was getting together. Everybody, like, I think they do that every year, but they've never, like, taped it like that. So maybe it's because nobody ever got along with each other. I don't know.
That could have been it.
I'm like not even kidding. Like that. Like when was that they ever did that with any of the? Usually, what they did was during the game, because I'd always buy the T-shirt. I was like buying like the whatever T-shirt they gave away, and I don't know. So I'm just saying, it just possibly could be, but it's fine.
I don't know. There's a few bullpen guys that I feel have at least solidified confidence. Like you feel confident when they go in. Tyler Davis,
Out of
Hudson.
all of the guys that we don't talk about, like the guys like aren't like Grant Taylor and Dominguez. Yeah, I think Tyler Davis is somebody that has definitely been shining a lot in moments, and it's the high leverage moments. Because I could go out there and try to pitch a baseball, but there's only certain guys that can go out there in high leverage situations and go out there at times and be able to go out. Like we're not gonna see certain guys, and that's the thing. Like with the Tigers, they lost Kenley Jansen. That's obviously gonna hurt, and obviously he's been struggling. But they tried to close out a game with not a closure, and we saw us do that for 3 years, and it's just not gonna work. You need a closer, and yes, Dominguez gives us anxiety attacks, but he gets the job done for the most part. So Tyler Davis, Murphy,
Hudson,
and
my boy, B
Hudson. I
Huddy,
mean,
Ryan
and that's it.
Hudson.
But man, Brian, man, that guy, where is he? Was he on Cleveland?
He was on us last year. We had him last year, and we cut
Was
him
it
at the end of the year. And then some other team scooped him, DFA'd him, and then Getz was like, "All right, come back."
I mean,
So
sometimes you got to
I
do
don't know.
that.
That's bullpen arms are very volatile. It's like the most volatile position I think in baseball, where some guy can be lights out one year. I mean, look at Devin Williams on the Mets. He's been horrible. Isn't he on? He's on the Mets now, right?
I think so. I mean, the Mets in general are
But I think he was on the Yankees even last year. Didn't they trade him to the Yankees?
yeah. He was on the
Essentially,
Yankees. He got traded to the Mets, and then
I'm just saying, essentially, when he was on the Brewers, he was lights out. But from year to year, you never know what you're going to get from a guy. It's like they find a groove, and Hudson is in beyond a groove right now. The dude just goes out there, shoves, brings that energy, pounds his chest. I like seeing all of these guys express emotion after big moments,
finally.
like
Like, that's what gets
Sandlin
me
pounding his
excited.
chest, like after his big debut. I mean, it's cinematic. It's cinematic at this point.
It's cinema. It's somebody. There's a guy on Survivor. He just walks around and says cinema. Everything's cinema to him. But literally, it's cinema at this point. And again, we're not like we're winning the World Series. We're not this and that. But as bad as it's been, and as bad as baseball we've watched on the South Side or wherever you live, as a Chicago White Sox fan, as I'm in Cheesehead country, I'm finally enjoying it and excited to look forward to a game starting in 26 minutes. It isn't like a chore to go and, oh, I got to watch a Sox game. And again, it was never a chore for me, but it's exciting to give, yes. And we obviously know we're not going to win every game, and it's going to be struggle. We're going to have our ups and downs, but they continue to play like this and tread water, and they go out there and play the baseball that they have been playing, especially the bullpen and the pitching. They haven't been giving up that many runs, in the games we have lost as of late is because the offense is not going. And again, we can't expect the offense to score 13 runs a game. That's just not going to happen unless, you have freaking who knows what. But, I mean, they're finding, that's the other thing, too, is they're finding ways to win. We won the game yesterday with a sacrifice fly in the bottom of the seventh or eighth inning or whatever that is. And they got the last 6 outs, where we've seen it a lot where they would get the lead and then give it right back. Where you said, like Hudson, he's coming in, shutting the door, and the Tigers are walking back to their dugout not knowing what to do. So I'm just, with obviously being at home and everything, my one thing too is this week is them being on the road and seeing how they do on the road, because obviously playing at home is so much better, but them playing at home like this just gives us an advantage that could be big, especially depending on how it goes and where it goes the rest of the season. But I mean,
speaking as of now, and this, I'm sorry to any Royals, Twins, or Tigers fans, those 3 teams fucking suck. Like, they are bad. Like, the Twins, you better win 2 out of 3 going to Minnesota. I think we stifled their lineup to an extent. They came in really hot against us at home. Yeah. Kind of belt to ass the whole series. And that's the
series. One thing too about the Bucks, and that's the one thing too about the Sandlin game. Second pitch of the game, he gave up a home run to Buxton, and how many times have we seen that too? Where game's over, walk away, 1-0, whatever. Nope, he retired 18 batters in a row. The White Sox pitcher, I think Chuck said it was 1954 that somebody else did that. Huh? Like that's where we're at, and that's the things that's happening. Where every guy that's coming up out of these 11 players, besides a few that I showed on the list, like Perez and even Tanner Murray was here. I saw him at the gala. The poor guy's got a sling on his arm, but he even came up and did a couple good things before Sam Antonacci came up in left field. So it's like all these guys that are coming up are contributing to where, yes, it hurts to lose Murakami, but I have the confidence to know that Montgomery, Vargas, Mydrov hit a grand slam last week. I mean, was that right? Was that last week?
Yeah, I believe so. But, yeah.
So it's just like that's the thing where these guys are getting power that it just, again, and Justin has said it for years. It's like the guaranteed rate is such a home run hitter ballpark that we've always got such like out homered by these teams, and now we're out homering them. That just contributes so much to being able to win at home, especially. So if they can do all of this on the road, I think this week, if like you said if you said two, what did you say? Sweep the Twins? You say 2 out of 3.
Yeah, sweep the Twins and
Pretty
then 2 out of 3 against Philly because Fetty they're letting throw against the Twins.
I mean, that's probably your best option to do. That game's also at 12:40. That's getaway day, and they also have an off day on Thursday, so we'll have to see how that plays out. But again, the Phillies. I mean, I want to take a look at what the Phillies record are because I haven't really looked. I only look at what the Cubs are because hey, Deech, guess what? White Sox are better than the Cubs right now. So I don't know if you knew that stat or not.
Yeah, I did see that. I don't like to rub it in, man. We already spanked them enough a couple weeks
No,
ago.
I don't care. Fuck them. Fuck the Cubs. I don't care. I've been listening to this bullshit for whatever. They are 30-29. So that's the other thing too. Like with the Phillies and stuff, you don't know what they're gonna do. You don't know how they're playing. They're only playing 500 baseball, and yes, I mean, it's one of those things. You truly just never know what could really happen this upcoming week. But one guy that did make his debut this past week, I want to get your other, I guess, 2 debuts this past week. Jacob Gonzalez yesterday. He came up, obviously, with the Murakami injury, didn't play Saturday, but got his first base hit and was a big base hit because it led to a run to, I think, tie the game. So how did you feel about Jacob, and do you think he can at least contribute? Obviously, he's not going to put up 20 home. I mean, who knows, maybe. But do you think he can be serviceable while Murakami's out?
Yes, and this is a 2-part answer. So first, from what I saw yesterday, I think 2 out of the 3 at-bats he had, he hit the ball pretty damn hard, which is always good to see. I mean, you compare it to like Acuna, who like flies out softly to an outfielder, grounds out every at-bat. I mean, if you can put a charge into a ball, even if you get out, I don't care. If you're squaring balls up, that's a sign of good things to come. So it'll be interesting to see how much his bat is able to translate from AAA to the majors because didn't he have like 18 home runs in AAA this year?
He has 19. He's leading the AAA right now.
Yeah.
Like the entire, MILB right now. He's leading.
So, I mean, that's pretty cool, but we'll have to see how it translates. I mean, maybe at home he starts to pop off a little bit. But the big thing that I was excited about is when Will Venable came out and said that Jacob Gonzalez will be playing first base primarily when they face a righty starter, because I did not want to see Colson Montgomery be shoved to third base a majority of this time that Murakami is going to spend on the IL. And I really enjoy watching Colson Montgomery play defense at the shortstop position. I think his length, his height, everything adds to balls that Acuna has no business catching because Colson is so
really
much
tall,
larger. He gets to balls that you're like, God, he's fantastic defensively. And for years, anything you read was like, that was the big question mark with Colson is like, is he going to stick at shortstop? Defensively, he's somewhat weak. I don't know what more the guy can do to prove everyone wrong, but he certainly is. I mean, I really enjoy like a nice double play between Chase and Colson. Gets the juices flowing, man.
That's what gives that I gotta ask Courtney. That's what
they're so smooth. They're so smooth in the and on the defensive end, honestly. And like it's fine if he plays third base or whatever, but primarily,
but again, like the consistency is having him just there and not putting people out of position because we still have so many people out of position. But again, it is what it is, and you're right on that. Where again, having him go up, like face righties and play first against righties, and then against lefties do whatever you got to do, and that's fine because that's just the way it works out. And that's the thing too. It's like with the guys that we've had, and I don't know about you. I feel like the guy, yes, Murakami got hurt, but if Jacob Gonzalez plays anywhere towards that or anything, we're not going to be missing much because Murakami. Honestly, I think the last 2 months have been like a dream watching this man play because he's been so good that it's like when the last time we had a home run hitter like this was freaking, I guess Jose Abreu, but before that, Thomas or freaking, I don't even know. I can't think of anybody that had 20 home runs in my lifetime before that. So I mean, watching him go out there, and obviously his numbers are not going to be projected what they were. But before the injury, he was like 59 home runs and like 100 and something RBIs. And it just like, that's insane. Because he could still come back in a month and hit 20 more home runs. And we're here in September and he's got 40, 45. So it might honestly be, it might be a blessing in disguise. Maybe he was going too fast, like just everything was moving too fast and he just needs to slow down a little. And it sucks, but I have a little bit more confidence in these guys that they can suffer through and they can,
I think as a team they can overcome it, but there's no way. I mean, when you see Munetaka Murakami penciled into the lineup, you're just like, shit, that's a problem every time he comes to the plate. Yeah. And I feel like Colson has really benefited from it, so I'm interested to see. I mean, obviously, so far Colson's done quite well since Murakami came down, but the big thing with him is he was such like a presence in the middle of that lineup, even when he's batting. Because they've been batting him second quite a bit too.
Yeah, second, yeah,
or third.
Second,
but even so, just anywhere he is in the lineup, when you see him like on deck, it's like, oh shit. I mean, I'm sure even pitchers at this point, Joe Ryan threw his glove when he homered off of him. Just dropped his glove immediately and had this look of complete, just like, what the fuck? Like, because he hits pitches that aren't even necessarily like hitters' pitches. There's a lot of times he'll take he'll just take what he gets and just homers off of it. So
I know it's so much fun to watch. I gotta love it. Maybe that was maybe we got too spoiled too fast. I don't know, but I'm just trying to look at the best positive because
I think Gonzalez will fill in. It seems to be every guy steps up. I just don't. I mean,
no, but
it's just like the physical. I mean, because Murakami's a big guy too. Where it's just like,
bro, he's massive. I mean, even at the gala thing that they had, just looking at all of them in street clothes, he was like towering and like hovering over a lot of them. Or poor Kenzo, man, that guy is just. He's the poor dude just gotta I mean, but what, man, I don't know. How do you feel though? I guess I haven't really heard your thoughts. How do you feel about Riku Nishida? Because we haven't talked since he debuted. Yeah,
I had no idea what to expect, honestly. I was just like, I'm not even going to bother reading up on him or anything. Just kind of see what he has. Very impressed defensively. Obviously, he's thrown out 2 guys at home plate. The bat, though, yeah. Like, the bat's not bad, though. I mean, his bat's not terrible. But, yeah, defensively, I mean, in person when he did it against the Twins, I think wasn't that his debut, right?
Yeah, that was Wednesday.
Yeah, when he did that, I was sitting behind the Sox dugout, and I was just like, holy. When he threw it, you're like, Jesus, why did the coach send him? He was out by a mile. Like, that was that weird, funky one, though, where Romo didn't catch it, like, and the guy tried to almost sneak around him. But
yeah, that was the first one. Yeah, and his shoe fell off, apparently, too. So
I'll put it this way. Jared Kelenic was ass in the outfield defensively, at least more recently before we cut him. And so, I mean, Rico has already got, like, it's already above that. And Jared Kelenic was not getting a hit every game either. So, I mean, I'm kind of just like roll with it at this point.
Gotta roll with it, too. They do say he's the singles machine, apparently. And it's funny you mentioned Jared Kelenic. He just got picked up by the Rangers this morning, so he is headed to Texas. So it's kind of funny.
I mean, even if he cleared waivers, I thought there's no way he elects to stay with the White Sox because now it's like Braden Montgomery could possibly debut at some point in the next couple of months. He really has no pathway back to the majors. After that,
I mean, and isn't that crazy that we're getting to where like now we have too many problems, which is not too many good problems to have, where we're calling guys up and now we don't know who to get in that. And that's the thing. Even like, and how long have we been talking about second base and right field? Shit, since we started the podcast in 2023, and even before that, when me and you were just friends and we would do the episodes on Tino's time. I mean, if he could play defense like that and whatever, I mean, that's the biggest thing is that having somebody, and for me, the energy, I don't know, just watching the way he goes out there and plays, or even how excited he got on that single base hit RBI, it's like, that's the energy. And they also, Sam Antonacci and him won a championship on the Berrien Barons a couple of years ago. And Chuck actually had him on the podcast about like a year and a half ago and was talking about him. And somebody Chuck has been talking about for a while about like somebody you need to keep an eye out because he does all the things that you want them to do as a baseball player. And we've seen it in a matter of 4 games that he's being and going out there and doing what he can and needs to do because, it's somebody comparing him to Ichiro. You can't compare nobody to Ichiro. Ichiro is great, even though he's wearing 51. But, I mean, Ichiro was something else, man. That was the one thing I always loved. I hated when the Sox faced Seattle, but it was always so cool to watch Ichiro because that was the only time we could ever watch Seattle play. And then
I will say Nishida's positioning when he goes up to bat in the batter's box with his feet together is it's just very unique. I'm not even cutting it down if it works for you. But, like, he has, like, his feet together, and he gets as far back to the catcher as you can, which, I mean –
and see, because I never noticed that.
Oh, yeah. It's interesting. It's just his batting stance, Nishida.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to take a closer look at
where he positions himself at the plate. But, I mean, for the most part, really what was I going to say here?
I don't know what you're gonna say.
Spacing out, man. There's just too much excitement. I've just felt the momentum before it was cool. So
I know. I mean, I don't know. Again, we haven't done an episode in 2 weeks too. So that's even the thing too. Even before that, they've been playing good baseball. I mean, the numbers in the past since we did our episode, since we did our episode, we were 11-17 at the end of April or a week into April. They're 21-10. And that's insane. That's probably the best stretch of baseball that they've played maybe since 21, maybe even before that, maybe all the way back to 2016. I saw that goddamn memory in my Facebook. I was like, why are you showing me all these bad memories? I'm trying to enjoy a good White Sox team, and you're showing me bad memories of walk-offs that I don't want to remember because – and that's what makes it even sweeter to go against these teams is how bad we played against the Royals, the Twins, the Tigers in their stadiums, and now – especially the last 2.5 weeks. And we'll obviously see. And everything can change. Who knows? Next week will be whatever. We don't know what's going to happen. But as of this moment at 5:51, before the pregame show starts in 10 minutes, the White Sox are 5 games over. 3.5 game in the second wild card, I should say, because fucking Yankees just decided that we're going to just shit on everybody. But, I mean... I don't know. I mean, and I guess I'll ask you that: what's been one bad thing in the last week you've seen? Yeah, I guess we got to talk about something bad, other than obviously losing Murakami.
Whatever happened when Antonacci got doubled off in that Twins loss was the only really negative thing I saw all week. I mean, for the most part, if a guy makes a mistake, either he steps up the next opportunity he has to make up for it.
Oh, you're talking about the bottom of the 8th, right? Is that what you're right? When he
was on first base and the ball was like whacked at Bell and he seemed the whole play was confusing. It was probably more confusing in person because there was really no explanation as to what happened. But that definitely was rough. But what can you do? I mean, it's all a learning curve at this point. They're learning to win together. You have a bunch of guys who, I mean, some of them have played together in the minors together, but other than that, I mean, when a guy debuts, at least now he's actually being welcomed to the clubhouse as opposed to before. Kind of seemed like it was like every man for themselves. But
oh man, that 30 for 30 documentary gonna hit like crack when they make that about the White Sox. I want to hear the stories. I need some type of interview, some Anderson or Pedro or somebody. I need something to give me some type of clubhouse exclusive. Maybe there was a video camera in there. Maybe there was some type of fight. I don't know.
I will say though, with because we talked about Kelnick being DFA'd, he very well could get in with the Rangers and have a solid season.
And that happens all the time with these guys.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I saw recently Curtis Mead, I think, has like 8 or 9 home runs.
Hell yeah. Good
batting like as a respectable batting average and everything, and is like actively playing for, I think, what is he on the Nationals now, I believe. You can really look at these things two ways. You can be like, God damn it, why did we get rid of Curtis Mead? Or you can just realize Chris Getz and company clearly know what they're doing, because even if the guy's not popping off with the White Sox, they at least had the assessment of his talent correct. You know what I mean? Which, like, Rick Hahn had none of. Rick Hahn was just like, oh, Nomar Mazara took fucking Ronaldo Lopez 450 feet deep. Now we should just sign him as the everyday right fielder and watch him hit one fucking home run all year.
I cannot believe Ronaldo Lopez took that baseball. I mean, the fact that he had the baseball in his hand and just was like whipping it. Was it Odell at the fucking? I don't know, man. The shit.
When he got suspended earlier this year.
Yeah, fucking Ronaldo. I mean, but I can't. I mean, it just.
But that's really. I mean, hats off to Chris Getz and all of them. I mean, the guys that they're putting, the role players that they're finding to fit with the core have been spot on.
They're pushing all the right buttons, from Randall Grichuk to guys that they're calling up to guys that they're finding, the guys that they're, like this. And we got to give Will Venable a lot of credit, because Will Venable came in here and we didn't know what the hell he was going to be. He was the guy from the 2023 World Series Texas Rangers, played in the league, Padres, this and that. Nobody knew. And again, with what we went through with Pedro and La Russa and I didn't have any expectations, but he's done the one thing that the Sox have wanted him to do, and that's the thing too. People got to give Chris Getz a lot of credit, because again, he was another one we didn't know what the hell to expect, and he's went out there and got all the guys that he's wanted, and we had to cut it down to the studs and lose those games and watch those miserable seasons. But now we're finally seeing guys like Antonacci's, the Rikus, the Colstons, the Murakamis, the Chases, the guys that we've been watching and talking about, that Elijah has been talking about for 3 years on the Future Sox podcast, that are coming up and doing what they were actually going to do, unlike the Moncadas and Roberts and all these guys that were here before. That it just, and that's the thing for me. It's like watching the guys go out there with this mentality, or seeing the way it is. It's like I said, it's finally fun to watch the Sox on the baseball again. And I mean, we've talked about this. As much as the White Sox mean to me, I mean, this is something that I do every day, and I probably will do continuously every day. And it's been so difficult, and it's something that I love doing, but it's so hard. And it's like, finally, for the love of the game, Deech, literally, it's finally fun to watch the Sox. I mean, I'm gonna cry. I was crying after that game on Friday. Like, that's how much it means to me. For me, it's like, that's what I would do with my grandpa, my dad, my uncles, and we would sit outside in the summer and watch it. And it's like, the fact that most of them aren't here anymore, and my dad, whatever, that's the one thing for me. So it's like watching the White Sox team good every day is just, it just brings excitement, and it's just something that, I don't know, for me, it makes food taste better. The sunshine, I don't know. And I always talk about it, but the White Sox for me are something, it means a lot more than anything than just action. I don't know. So it's so nice to finally be able to watch a baseball team that is competing for a playoff spot right now at the beginning of June, because this is not what we thought in the beginning of this season. So I'm excited, Deech. I can't wait to see where it goes. And again, who knows what the hell's going to happen this week. But for right this second, until the pregame show starts in 4 minutes, I'm going to continue to enjoy it. So you got anything else you want to say before we go? But that was my emotional speech that I got for today.
I think to wrap it up, the only thing I wanted to mention is, did you happen to see the quote from Sean Burke? I think Scott Merkin tweeted it out. Let me see here if I can find it.
Sean Burke. He's been very underrated too. Speaking of Sean Burke, we gotta give him some credit, because he was the opening day starter last year. He obviously lost that spot to Shane Smith, and it hasn't really been whatever. But this year, and especially last month, he's been very good. So, shout Sean Burke.
This quote here. So Sean Burke on this team, it's awesome. I love playing for this group. I love the guys in there. It's awesome. I look forward every single day to come to the ballpark. I wake up every day and thank God I get to play with the Chicago White Sox.
you go.
So, I mean, when you talk about like changing the culture and everything, when did you ever hear a quote like that prior to this year?
I mean, that was the first time I've heard that, and that's actually a good point. Who would want to go to work every day and be miserable? Who would want to go to work every day and just not be happy? And that's a very good point. Again, at the end of the day, these are these guys' jobs, so they want to go and they want to have fun, and it's so refreshing to see somebody like that say that, especially because he's been here for a little bit, and I think he was here like at the end of 2024 or beginning of 2025, whatever, and it's just so nice to be able to again, be excited. Like Ozzy said, pump out your chest to be a Sox fan. Like I say it everywhere. I walk around now. I don't give a fuck. I walk around on the pot. I just don't care. I'm gonna enjoy every second of this until whatever the hell happens. But as of June 1st, White Sox are 5 games over and they're 3.5 in the wild card, and only 1 game out of the division each. Everything goes right tonight. We can wake up in first place tomorrow. So I think that's the best way to end the show because Chuck and Ozzy start right now on CHSN. I love it. So, guys, make sure you go follow all the social medias. We won't be here live for Monday Night Raw tonight because we were here earlier because they were in Italy. So, we'll be back tomorrow night for NXT on here on the channel. So, make sure you go like all the social medias. Hit that like button, subscribe, turn that notification button on, and we'll see you next week for another episode of the Southside Boys.